Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Deficit playing a little bit of Search and Destroy on the map Plaza. We are doing league play, and I believe right now I am currently ranked as a platinum rank, like, I don't know, 16 or something. It was definitely under 20 at the time of making this, so, I mean, you were going to expect a couple masters, maybe some platinums, maybe like one bronze inside the game. I don't know, but I know that the other team had 3 masters, and I'm hoping to pull off a masters league. I don't find any difference in my ability as compared to the Masters ability. If anything, the only time I ever lose to like a couple Masters is when like half my team drops out and then like the other guy drops out and then it's 1v4 and I play out the whole game. If you're playing against me and my team drops out, expect to play the entire match and kind of just suffer, because if I have to suffer a loss, you're going to have to suffer waiting for that win. So that's how I'm going to play. Anyways, guys, I would say that Search and Destroy is my weakest game type, as I don't know the timing very well of certain maps, or I would say most of the maps, but I'm struggling and learning through how to play Search and Destroy, because the slower pace kind of throws me off sometimes. Otherwise, but sometimes I can get into a groove and do pretty well. I mean, I think some of the rounds in this Search and Destroy were all right, but other times I can see where I've made mistakes, and watching a lot of the commentaries, or rather the gameplays that I make during the commentaries as I watch them over, to quality ensure so that nothing crazy happens. A lot of times I'll see mistakes that I made that I shouldn't have made. It happens a lot where I challenge something and I should have just sat back and waited half a second for the guy to come around the corner, as opposed to being in the open and challenging him and then sometimes getting the loss and stuff like that. But anyways, to hop into the topic today, I wish to talk about almost the desire to be perfect in commentaries. I know this doesn't affect everybody, but it certainly has affected me in the past, and I would say not so much anymore, as I've gotten over it and kind of overcome that need to be, or what I perceive to be, a great commentary to put on the internet. Because for me, a lot of times it would happen where I would do a single commentary, and then about 5 or 6 minutes into the commentary I would make a couple mistakes, or I would lose track of what I was saying and then kind of be lost in where to go from there. And then instead of kind of sitting there or maybe erasing the last sentence or two, I would simply delete the entire commentary and start over. And a lot of times I would end up saying almost the exact same thing that I was just saying, except that it would just be in a new, fresh kind of state, because obviously it's a new commentary, and so maybe I say something slightly different. But it was the same commentary, but I was doing it over and over and over and over again, because I felt like a simple mistake, it wasn't flowing through the whole commentary. I felt like I needed one take to go through the whole thing, and a lot of times that's not how people do it. A lot of times it's small segments, and they just kind of clip them together and have a beautiful masterpiece at the end. But even beautiful masterpiece, it doesn't have to be perfect, and I think that's what a lot of people struggle with as new commentators, and something that I struggled with, not as a new commentator, but just as in general as a person, because I do tend to see myself as a perfectionist, not necessarily to the eyes of other people. Like, I don't need to be perfect for other people, I need to be perfect for myself. I need to represent to myself who I believe I am, or who I actually am, or something like that. Along those, I don't know, it's weird. Like a lot of times I'll redo a lot of things because I don't necessarily like it, or I liked it at one point but now I don't like it, and then I fix it or change it, and sometimes it's totally different and sometimes it's not so different. Like, if you look at the outro that I am putting on here, it's not really an outro, it's more of a, here's my last video, thanks for watching, and if you guys want to contact me, here's how to do something. You guys know what these are. If you guys look at that, it's a cork board with some sticky notes and taped paper and stuff like that. And the only part I didn't make was the paper part. I did make the sticky notes with the pen tool, which I absolutely hate in Photoshop, and then some simple blurs and effects to make the shadows and whatnot. And I didn't make the cork board either. That was a royalty free stock image that I found, as well as the paper. But other than that, like, just the design aspect of it, I probably changed the design in my head probably 4 or 5 different times during the process of making it. And I feel like that happens a lot with commentaries as well, because I'll go on one rant, but then I'll be like, I don't actually want to go off topic with that, I want to stick with this. And I think that affected me for a while, because it would probably take 4 or 5 times the amount of time that it should have taken to get the same amount of work done. Like, I would do a commentary that's probably about 5 or 6 minutes long, but it would end up taking me like a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to do the commentary, because I would do it so many times because I felt like it wasn't perfect. And I feel like that's not an accurate representation of people in general, because people have imperfections, and just because you mess up like a couple sentences or your topic isn't perfect, I don't even think that's the biggest deal. I think it's better for people to be more consistent with their work and just kind of get their ideas out on paper. And I happen to come across this argument with someone is concerning filmmaking, is that people shouldn't be, so many people are concerned about getting the best gear and the best quality possible, but then somebody was like, it's not about getting the best gear possible, especially as a starting filmmaker. It's about getting your ideas on paper, then worry about perfecting that idea, then worry about getting that, improving the visuals. Just get your ideas down on paper and get used to that process of doing something over and over again, because naturally you'll become better at it. So yeah, you may suck at first, but everyone does it first. I mean, you look at some of the best people in the world right now, and they were amateurs at some point. They were terrible. And so, I just think that you just should stop worrying about making everything perfect or making things absolutely, wonderful, and then just do it. Like if you want to play basketball and you are awful at shots, just take more shots. If you are a commentator, just make more commentaries and you'll get naturally better at it. If you're a filmmaker, make more films. If you're an artist, make more art. You know what I'm saying? And just get better at it. But anyways, I don't know if this even makes sense to you guys, but it was something I wanted to talk about because it was something I struggled with, but now it's a lot better. And so thank you for watching. I do hope that you like the outro. Let me know what you guys think of that. I spent a little bit of time on it. I actually worked on it for like an hour and a half, and then my computer blue screened and I lost all the stuff because Photoshop doesn't have an autosave, and I forgot to press Control-S, and so I redid it, and it took me about 6 to 10 minutes, which is kind of impressive. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the outro.